Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so. And I'm really pleased about to bring you the Sega design. I've featured a few Sega designs at this point. Sega designs tend to excel in doing sort of quite original designs in this, and also quite elaborate stuff in terms of they like to create really authentic pieces that look really cool on your wrist. They're not for the faint of heart. They're very seldom very small and understated. They're quite the opposite. And that continues with this Sega design. It's the Eye of Horus. It's got the Eye of Ra in the center. So there's like a triangle. As it turns, the eye will become, it spins around, it becomes centered as you go through, obviously, the hour or the minute or whatever. But yeah, it looks really cool. I got the black one in. There's a couple other color variations to choose from. This will be on Amazon very soon. They're going to be sending directly through Amazon. Some people prefer it. Amazon's become a really sought after platform in the sense that you know what you're getting. You've got a lot of security with Amazon. So yeah, you'll be able to pick this up on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. BioCeramic. What do you think of? Yeah, you probably think of MoonSwatch. That's what I think of. Is this the watch that MoonSwatch should have made? Because for all intents and purposes, MoonSwatch, it was buzzing, wasn't it? I remember a couple of years ago trying to get a watch. It all kicked off in the queue, couldn't get one. So yeah, but then it turns out I didn't really miss much because it was 200 and something pound of garbage really, because it was sort of yeah, it was a bit of a letdown. But is this much better? Because it's the same sort of price. So yeah, I'll stop going on. You'll have a look at the watch. I appreciate you tuning back in. Get yourself a nice beverage, cold, hot, it doesn't really matter. Sit back, relax, because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. All right, guys, so this is the watch. I'm going to do it with no gloves today because there's no stainless steel that can get all smudged. You'll be pleased to know. I know some of you don't like the gloves, but so this is the watch. This is the Sega design Eye of Horus. For obvious reasons, when you look at the center of the watch, put it to the side just for 1 second. This is the packaging you get. So again, with the eye on there, this is the same sort of packaging you get normally with Sega design, like a book almost. So it opens up, just lots of information about, I'm not going to go into massive detail about it, but it's all there to read. Awards and stuff they've won. Excuse me, knocking my camera. And then you've got some specs that we're going to run through, and that's obviously where the watch was housed when I received it. Tells you what to do and stuff. Pretty straightforward. But then put all that to the side so we can focus on the watch itself. So like I said, I got the black one. It comes with 2 other color variations that I'll bring up next to me. I'm sure there'll be something more in keeping with your taste. The thing that sort of struck me about this watch is it's BioCeramic, and that became a massive thing, didn't it, with everything that went on with the MoonSwatch. Is this the watch that MoonSwatch should have made? Can you have a good BioCeramic watch at this point? So let's have a look together. So like I said, this is the Eye of Horus. Inside this watch, it's running an automatic movement. So you'll see it's a CD01. I'll bring up all the information next to me that they gave me for this movement. This has been running really well, to be honest. It's got no ghost position, hacks, hand winds, nice bit of perlage on the rotor. Yeah, looking not too bad at this point. So that's the movement. So the construction of the watch. So the watch itself is BioCeramic, which is generally just plastic. So that's the case, fixed bezel, outer part of the exhibition case back, and I would say the pin buckle clasp, all BioCeramic. These components look like they're stainless steel. They're sort of metal in nature, so I wouldn't imagine they're going to be BioCeramic. But yeah, rubber strap and stuff, we'll run through that in a moment. The case thickness of the watch is 12.2 millimeters. The case diameter, I measure without sort of the crowns and the sort of stuff to the side. The smallest part was coming at 41.1, and when you include the sort of quite considerable sort of width and stuff, it was coming at 50.1 millimeters. The lug width on this is 22, and the lug to lug, tip to tip, so the length of the watch was coming at 48 millimeters. So not too bad. It isn't a small watch. I'm not gonna try and make out it is, because like I said before, with Sega design, they don't make understated watches. So they're the proportions. The bezel is a fixed bezel. It's got sort of faux screws in the corner. You've got a crown at the 3 o'clock push-pull. You've got another aesthetic on the side with the Eye of Horus. You've got the case back, which is screwed down. You'll see in the corners there, you'll need a small flathead screwdriver to unscrew it. I'm not going to do that. There's no real reason to do so. The strap it comes on is a silicone strap. Super comfortable. It even got catchers to stop it moving around. And inside, as you slide it across, you'll see there's ones that will go into the holes, which I thought was really, really cool. You don't see that very often with a lot of watches. I like that so it doesn't sort of flap about at the other end, which was good to see. The crystal, the pin buckle clasp is signed, Sega design on there. Yeah, like I said, BioCeramic is what it feels like. It might be metal, but yeah, it feels like BioCeramic. The crystal covering the dial and the back is mineral crystal. So you've got a mineral sandwich, not as desirable as a sapphire, but there we are. The water resistance for the watch is cited as being 50 meters. So that would give you 5 atmospheres of water resistance. And the weight will appear in the top right is 67.8 grams, which is probably hardly surprising given there's not a considerable amount of heft with this watch, is there? So yeah, that's the weight. But anyway, let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail, because when you're buying these sort of watches, that's kind of what you're looking at. So it's a skeleton dial. You'll see you've got battens everywhere. So every hour you've got battens. You've got larger battens at the 12, 3, 6, and 9. Smaller battens everywhere else. Inside that, you've got the skeletonized dial. The hands are also skeletonized. And you've got the triangle for the running seconds. And you've got the Eye of Ra or Eye of Horus in the middle of that. That will enable you to sort of, obviously, you start from the highest point where the triangle is at the 12. Once it does 1 full revolution, that'll be 60 seconds. So you can set the time based on that. Like I said, high polished hands, accents as well in terms of the indices. Slightly different in terms of what's on the dial. So you've got a couple of gold accents from the movement. You also have sort of grey coloured parts of the movement. But I think it looks really, really nice. You can see the flywheel running away. And yeah, and you'll see it at 12. When you turn it, that will become more and more taut, giving more and more charge. But yeah, that's the dial, guys. That does have lume on there, so I'll bring the lume up now. Pleasantly surprised is what was the way I would surmise my sort of experience with the lume. I wasn't sure what to expect, but yeah, not bad. This is sort of what would I call this? This is a statement sort of piece. I wouldn't say it's really a sports watch. It's only got 50 meters of water resistance, but yeah, skeleton watch, statement piece, decent lume. Not bad at all. Like I said, the movement, not a lot going on. You take the crown out, only one position, you'll see the triangle in the middle stops. So it's hacking. Put it back, it will start back up again. Turn it away from you. You'll hear it's quite large charging. And that's it, guys. That's everything going on with the movement. That's everything going on with the dial, lume, and all that good stuff. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it's like on my wrist. Okay, so guys, what you'll see with me is, like I said previously, it's not a small watch. You'll see I've got 3 more holes to go, tighter, several to get, yeah. But then you'll see there's a catch, so it stays there, and this also holds in place. It goes into the holes, which is nice. You haven't got this flappy bit, which is what I was talking about. But yeah, doesn't look too bad, does it? Like I said, a bit of a statement piece, skeleton watch, with a nod of a bit of history as well. What do you think, guys? Okay, so guys and girls, that will now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you'll know I always start with pants. I like to go on high with pucker. So what I think is pants is not a great deal, to be honest, guys. It's not a bad watch, not a great watch either. But I'm going to go with the size. It's just oversized, isn't it? It's plastic. It doesn't need to be so big and bulky. Look at the size of that bezel. They could have took a few mil off that and still had Sega design and stuff written down to the 6. So I'm not sure why it's like that. The legibility, I've got to be honest. There's times when I've been wearing this watch, it's proven a little bit problematic, if I'm honest, because sometimes I'm having to really look to see what the time is. So the legibility has not been great, and the feel, yeah, it feels really light. It doesn't really scream quality, if I'm being honest, because of that plastic, like I said, BioCeramic plastic, the same sort of thing to me. But yeah, just the feel of the watch really. So the size, legibility, and the feel was what I say for pants. What I think is Pukka, because I like the dial. I like the different sort of colours you're getting. I like the way it looks. It was really cool. The second hand, I like the fact they've done something a little bit different. I like the fact the eye is obviously rotating inside that triangle. The loom, yeah, the loom was a huge surprise to me. I didn't expect the loom to be anywhere near as good as it was. The movement, like I said, a hacking movement, no ghost position, which is cool. So yeah, and it's been running really, really well. To be honest, I would say it's about 10 seconds faster a day, but given the sort of cost of the watch and stuff, I'm not too concerned with that. The weight, like yeah, the fact it's a trade-off. I know it doesn't feel as amazing because it just feels like a bit like it feels like a Casio. But yeah, the weight is very light, and the concept. I just like stuff a little bit different. So I do applaud Sega Design for doing these sort of designs rather than sort of copying other people and bits and pieces. Nice to see them going for other things. So yeah, the concepts. So the things I say for Pukka is I go with the dial, second hand, loom, movement, weight, and the concept of the watch. And that'll take me on to, would I recommend the watch? I'm not sure, to be honest. It's going to be one of those where, yeah, it's got to be something you really like. If you like the look of it, this is going to be for you. Would I tell people to rush out and buy them? No, I wouldn't. So I'm gonna say for me, in terms of would I buy one with 200 odd pound? No, I wouldn't. If I'm honest, I wouldn't spend that money on it. But if you really like it, please do so. It is what it is. But guys and girls, as I always say, please let me know what you think about this watch. More importantly, in the comment section, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as I always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.